Hey guys, welcome back. DripCoach here with Drip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Today, we're diving into crypto wallets and the type of wallets, as well as the best crypto wallet, in my humble opinion, of course. And this comes from questions on the last video I did on how to earn free Bitcoin and questions regarding the private keys, as well as the interest. So stay tuned for my thoughts on the best crypto wallet. All right. Of course, this comes with some caveats, some disclaimers. You know, best is subjective. But before we get into this question, private keys, we have to actually understand crypto wallets in general. And you can pretty much separate them into two categories, cold and hot wallets. And your cold wallets originated way back in the day with your paper wallet. Paper wallets was the easiest way for you to actually get started, and it basically consisted of getting a QR code or your seed phrase, kind of one-time thing. You printed it out or wrote it down or whatever, and it was a random generator, and that was the way to transact. That has since been replaced with hardware wallets. So the whole purpose of these two is that you're really trying to keep the internet activity separate, basically. So cold wallets, known as hot wallets, paper wallets, they're the ones that you keep separated from the internet from the most part. And or when they connect, they can only connect when you unlock them and use them through your desktop or computer or whatever the case may be. And once they are separated from the internet, then they can't be accessed. And they typically have like a hardware PIN code or something like that to get into. Your hot wallets are more considered the risky ones, but they're the easier ones to navigate and definitely have been essential for the normie onboarding process. All of your hot wallets will have direct access to the internet to some degree, be an application on your computer that you installed, or be it through a mobile browser like on Chrome or Brave, and or on your actual phone itself, as in an app that you installed. Now, how that ties into, like, I'm not going to get into, you know, this, that, or the third, or whatever the case may be behind these, but we will look at this kind of breakdown here on pros and cons, basically, and custodial and non-custodial, because that ties directly into this question here. So this person here is saying, who owns the private keys? Well, on the Drip to BTC platform, the private keys are owned by the platform. And that by definition makes it a custodial wallet. So what this means is that you do not own the private keys, just like a centralized exchange, like it mentions here, Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, things of that nature. Those keys are owned by that entity, and you interact via a dashboard, website, even an app in some cases. And if something happens on the back end, they own the keys, they are responsible, right? So what you kind of on the pros and cons of this is that usually this is the easiest way for people to get started. So most people come through a centralized exchange like a Binance or Coinbase, and that's how they start interacting and purchasing crypto. But remember, they don't own those private keys, that entity does. Now, I remember mentioning this before in another video, and someone said, how can I compare this platform to a Coinbase or Binance? Well, remember, if you go back a couple years ago when Binance and Coinbase first got on the scene, they were just visionaries and CEOs just getting started, saw this crypto space, and they were just a small platform. They have now grown into these Goliaths and monopolies within the industry. But make no mistake, they started somewhere small, operating. I think Brian Armstrong even says he started with his friends. His friends wanted him to help them get their crypto into the real world. So This by no means is on that level, but it's starting in the same humble beginnings. Same with Amazon's story. You can see the old pictures of Jeff Bezos sitting in a room with the words Amazon written on like a piece of paper with a marker. So am I by no means saying that this has the same level of security and stuff that those titans have, but I guarantee they didn't start that way. So this platform would be considered custodial because the owner or the CEO, developer, and that team that created the software, they are the only ones that have access to that back end. So you give up your control of the keys for ease of use and interaction. And on the flip side, non-custodial, this is where more of the cold wallets fall into, and even some of the hot wallets as well, such as your Metamask and your Rabby. You have the keys to that, but at the same time, you have to leverage some amount of trust to the platform because you, probably much like me, don't actually understand the code that's within it. Now, a lot of these platforms are open source, so we're actually outsourcing that understanding to other individuals in the community, and then it gets scrutinized like on GitHub. And after enough eyeballs have crossed over it and nobody found any vulnerabilities, then we say it is indeed trustless. That is essentially what Bitcoin is. That code has been out there and has never been exploited. And it's had multiple attempts. Years and years and years have passed by. So it is now a trustless blockchain because you can see everything there. But the bulk of us who use it have no means of understanding or how to even test the code ourselves to do that. That's where the non-custodial comes in. It's like you own the keys, but do you actually know what SHA-256 means and what a public and private key means and how that works? Probably not. But that is the big stark difference. So I wanted to address that question this person asked. And unfortunately, Mystify made a comment, but it's not showing up here. So I'm not sure what happened. But the private keys are indeed owned by the platform, and you are indeed giving up some sovereignty in that regard for the ease of use and ability to earn this high yield Bitcoin. Now on to the next topic, which is why I say it is the best crypto wallet, is because of this question here. How did I come to 20% increase if you go from 0.0044 to 0.0066? That's 50%. I made a comment here that said, yeah, my math might be off, and I didn't check on this when I was updating this. And what I found out is that I hadn't actually added up all the values. So this used to say 0.044, but I did not add in the last amount. So the actual amount is 8%. So it's actually 8% that I have earned. And this is after all the fees. Before the fees, which are counting the network fees, which this will be akin to an ATM fee or a wire transfer fee. So you're not going to get around it. When you're using crypto, there's always going to be some sort of gas fee. And on the Bitcoin blockchain, it can be cheap, like see here, or sometimes it can be more. And this also includes the deposit fee on the platform. So before that, I am sitting at closer to 20%. And then after all those fees, I've made 8%, and it's still 2 months, basically, just over 2.5 months, basically. And there are, I say best because there are some other crypto wallets that allow you to earn yield. And we've covered that before. And most of these fall into that, again, non-custodial kind of environment where the platform owns the private keys, and some of them are wallets specifically, others are more of the exchange itself, and you can earn fees by just having your crypto on that exchange. So some of them are 10% per annum and 4 to 5%, 8%, depending on what it is. But this one, since it's on your deposit, I believe it beats out those other ones. I would have to actually do the math on that, but if you were making more frequent deposits, you would clearly see a much higher yield than you would on something like a 10%. Even though 10% is higher, 10% per year can pale in comparison to 3% on your deposit. So let's just say you were doing a dollar cost average every month of $100. Well, that's just $3 a month. But at the end of the year, you've made 36 bucks in BTC credits or BTC Satoshi, so to speak. And depending on the value of BTC and USD by the end of that year, you could see very, very stark differences between a 10% per annum or even a 5 or 6% per year APY kind of thing. So all in all, that is my consensus on why I think it is the best crypto wallet. There are other amazing ones out there, but this one is definitely something that is easy for many people to get into. And that also leads me to another comment that someone left here. Or maybe it's not this video, it might be another one. Yeah, I was on another video, basically looking for a cheat sheet, because I know there's a lot of people that want to get into crypto, but they don't know how. And I'm showing you guys how this platform is earning you free Bitcoin. But in order to participate in this platform, you have to already have Bitcoin, and already getting Bitcoin is by far the hardest hurdle for most people. As I mentioned before, a centralized exchange like this is easy to get started because all you need is an email address, which avoids the whole KYC. The whole reason Bitcoin got created in the first place was to avoid the meddlings of centralized entities and have some anonymity. Wow, can't say that word sometimes, with your ability to spend your finances. So this platform brings that back because all you need is your email. Now, again, in order to get Bitcoin, you're probably going to have to go through one of those sort of centralized platforms that do require some sort of KYC or what's the other one? Anti-money laundering laws. So I have to do that in another video of how the easiest way to get started. But typically, if you're looking for an easy, anonymous way, that comes with more fees. So by far, the easiest to get started is via a Coinbase or a Binance. Those are the top two exchanges in the world. Binance all over the world, and Coinbase for Americans. So I would definitely recommend just going that route. And I've shown both those videos on my channel before, so I won't do another one on that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about crypto wallets. If you have any other questions about crypto wallets in general, and some other information I could dive into if you'd like. But other than that, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See you. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.